Part of what we are going to talk about today is natural healing, natural things, removing some things and taking care of ourselves naturally. We don't need to necessarily be diagnosed with or prescribed with medications for, if we're lethargic, if we're tired, if we're doing, if we don't feel good. There's so many things, you guys, that we can do naturally that we do not have to go to get some medication for a prescription. Because a lot of the time, let's be honest, those prescriptions, they cause so many side effects. You got to listen to your doctors, but be cautious of that. A lot of things can happen naturally with healing. So part of that this morning for me was going to my chiropractor, because we're talking about energy, right? Getting through the days. There are so many things that we can do to build our energy. Like when you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you do? Put it in the comments. What do you do when you first get up in the morning? How do you feel about the day? What does that look like for you? Are you excited for the day? Are you energized for the day? Are you slapping your alarm clock on snooze? All of those types of things really mess with our energy. Our mindset for the day. Our bodies are, we need to sleep, but we get so used to that game some people play in the morning. They set their alarm clock for whatever time in the morning, and then they go to bed, they set it, and then they're like, oh, I'll just sleep for 15 more minutes. And it plays this mental game with your attitude, with your mindset, and then guess what happens? Your energy turns to crap, perhaps, or maybe it's just not as good because you've already set your tone for the day. As soon as you start setting that snooze, like I can just sleep a little longer, I can just sleep a little longer. Where if maybe would getting out of bed help you, grab some water, get out of bed, splash cold water on your face, throw your workout clothes on right away. Those things you have to train yourself to do. And if you need help with that, if you need somebody to help you, whether it's a friend, it's, ideas on how to get past some of those types of things, because it's a process, right? If you are a night person and you don't want to wake up in the morning, it's kind of tough too sometimes, right? So, setting that alarm clock, though, it's a mental game that puts you in a negative mood right away in the morning. So your energy is going downwards. And if you're not having some sort of passion or purpose, you might not be passionate about what you're doing for the day. Like maybe you don't love your job, and most of us don't love our day job. Some of us are fortunate to work a day job. I have a day job and I like my day job because I get a paycheck, but it doesn't provide me the passion and the desire that I need in my personal life, in my professional life. Pull in their faith and, just bring some sort of purpose back to their life. Because I've been there and I have learned so many things on how to, and it's a lot easier when you have somebody guiding you through being a coach, mentoring you. If you don't have a purpose or a passion, and like I said, we might not have a passion to go to our day jobs. You might be, love your day job. Maybe it's very rewarding and that's amazing. I'm very happy for you. But if we don't like what we're doing, it's hard to feel like have sort of a purpose. And if we don't feel like we have a purpose in our day, we don't have the energy. Especially after lunchtime, it's like you just really start to drag. No, it's not just me. I know that there are people, that's why they have, you go to the stores and you can see those energy drinks everywhere. And that's something else, those are energy drinks. Don't be taking those, you guys. They're so loaded with sugar and not necessarily electrolytes or hydration, carbs, sugars, energy shots of whatever they put in it. And if it's not natural ingredients, and even then, it's got to be through a trusted source. You see studies all the time about like Gatorades and some of those things that are causing problems because there's so much energy in them. Go Google the science or the studies that are out there, or the people that have ended up in the emergency rooms or the hospitals or worse because of some of these energy drinks. It's crazy out there. So stay away from the energy drinks. There are natural ways to create energy for yourself. Have a purpose. Take care of your body, your mental health. What are you telling yourself when you're getting out of bed? Are you dragging to get out of bed? There's so many things that we can do. Our bodies are so full, created with water. We need to have hydration. And so one of the first things that we could do in the morning is drink a big glass of water, because as you sleep, your body becomes dehydrated, right? So when our body is dehydrated, all of our organs are dehydrated. And if they're not working properly, you guys, we're going to be tired. We're going to be lethargic. We're not going to have the energy. And that carries throughout the day, but especially in the morning. Where's your energy level in the morning? And is it something you want to improve on? Or throughout the day, is there something you want to like go for, have a purpose for, feel like you're doing something? Some of the things, that I have really learned, I share with, I'm sharing in a lot of these lives, but the how-to is the thing. We all know that, we could probably drink more water, or we could probably exercise more, or like, how the heck though am I going to work that around my schedule and the things, and how does it become important enough to make it a priority? And can I have somebody help me, because I don't know how I'm going to balance it, and I don't have faith in myself, or all this garbage that we tell ourselves, or that we feel because of life being really busy, things that we say to ourselves. The devil gets in there, he tries to mess with your head, right? And then we set ourselves in the back. So many times as women, we just do. So the things that we're really telling ourselves affect our energy and how we feel. And if anybody's done any kind of mindset training, I've worked a lot with mindset, and I learn continually, and especially in the last, I would say 6 to 7 years, I've really been focused on what I'm telling myself, how I'm speaking it, and then we fall down, right? We go down, and it could be daily, it could be just occasionally, it just depends. But we're like, we have a good day and we feel really good, but then we have something bad happen, or we start to feel something because of some crappy song from back in the day that made us really sad because your ex-boyfriend broke up with you, or like he was dancing with another girl at a dance at your high school dance. But somehow that's crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but those feelings, even though he was probably like your high school boyfriend and you never even maybe held hands, we as women get so like emotionally, like it just hurts us sometimes. So, and it wasn't him, it was how we perceived it and how we put things into our head. And we do it all the time. So, and then if you've ever done any kind of mindset training, I've done multiple different kinds, and I work on it daily. It's one of the first things I do in the morning, and for me, it starts with faith. And I don't think that we can just continue to, live without having faith and belief in yourself and a higher power. Don't think about Like if something is hurting you in your head, in your heart, it makes you feel icky. A lot of the time it's been, don't think about that, stay away from that. Don't think about it. But now guess what we're doing? We are, by trying not to think about it, by trying to bury it down, guess what we're still focusing on? We're still focusing on not doing it, not thinking about it. We're not thinking about the actual thing, but we're thinking about not thinking about the actual thing. So we're still focused on it. and it just takes us down, our energy, so it really comes down to some of the things that we tell ourselves through your energy, what we're doing in the morning. Maybe you guys are people who do things best at night. It's totally up to you, but you still have to set your tone that night for the next day. It takes practice, it takes commitment, but the different things that we can do for our energy level. Think about what we want help with or what we know we need to do, but why? Unless we get to the why, it doesn't, yes, the what matters, but the why and the how is what's gonna make you go forward and put that into action. So of course, body, exercise, movement, drinking water, doing the mindset. And if you don't know how to do some of these things, reach out. That's what I'm here for. I've learned a lot about nutrition. Healthy eating and living has been so important to me because I started advocating, I would say 5 years ago for a health and wellness store. I have learned so much about removing toxins and gut health and nutrition and why it's important and inflammation in our bodies and what it does. And so all of those things, cause, if we have inflammation in our stomach, and we all do, we all walk around with it. Free radicals are in our, our air, in our environment. It causes stress in our bodies, and then we get free radicals and we're exposed to that. We're exposed to inflammation, and inflammation is into our body. How do you remove those things? Use things more naturally. Instead of popping a pill because you're depressed, and I'm not saying, if your doctor is saying you need to be on something, be on something. But use your head, and if you can do some natural things, like if you are sad, go stand out in the sunshine for a while. You guys, the sun is amazing. I just read the other day too. I don't know where I saw this. No, I think I heard it on the radio. It was Caleb in the morning. The morning sunshine, if you get like 10 to 20 minutes of it in the morning, it helps your eye health as well. So I didn't know that. So you just learn things, and so I love to share that type of thing. But healthy eating, healthy living, removing toxic thoughts, removing all of the, the garbage in our homes, because a lot of the chemicals in our cleaners, in our shampoos, conditioners, all that kind of stuff too, that causes inflammation in our body. And when we have inflammation in our bodies, we get tired, we get lethargic, we can get depressed. It's crazy, the stuff that is causing our bodies to make us feel depressed, make us feel icky, all that's different things. So resetting our metabolism is a huge thing, removing the toxins, different things like that. And there again, reaffirming back to the natural healing.